everyone else who knows that you're here to help us get there, to facilitate your day today. We have some more exciting people to talk with you, share information, and I know that a lot of you are networking and talking throughout this whole time, and we just don't have time to get all the cards related. But we didn't expect this many people, but we want to feed you, okay? And since there may be an opportunity where you can just pay at the end, but we want to get you your food right away. We trust that you're going to pay $10 before you leave. So, and this is for DOMA, you know, the group that really helps the survivors with their life skills experience, training experience, learning how to cook. Even I need the lessons, some cooking lessons. But we have a great opportunity to hear from some leaders in the state again. And my great friend I get to introduce is Peggy Lehner, Senator Peggy Lehner. She is a leader in this state, really focusing and bringing everybody together around children initiatives. She is the chair of our bipartisan caucus on children initiatives. So with that, she's got a great charge to do, and she's been a great partner. She is my bill manager over in the Senate. So what that means is she's on the committee for criminal justice, where House Bill 130 will be heard and deliberated, and she's on the committee, and so we'll be talking very closely together and trying to organize effective hearings where we really hit the mark of what needs to be done for the state of Ohio, and continue our goal of prevention, protection, and prosecution. And because we're somewhat behind by 15 minutes, I just want to bring her up. Please give her a warm welcome, Senator Peggy Lehner from Davis.
Thanks so much, Teresa. You know, one of the things that I have learned in my years in the legislature is that complex issues, can you hear me now? Is that better? I don't know. Did you turn on? It's working. You're not affecting that one. I'll try to just speak loudly and hopefully that'll work. But one of the things that I have learned over the years is that complex legislation only will be successful. It might be better just yelling. Will only be successful if we have the political will and the leadership to get something done. There's some pieces of legislation that just sort of roll along and they just happen. But the things that are most significant, that make the biggest difference in our communities, require an awful lot of teamwork. This issue of human trafficking, which is so important and so an issue that evokes so many passions for so many people, as evidenced by those of you here in the room today, could not have been advanced as it has without the leadership of Teresa Fedor. And I think, you know, for a member of the minority, I'm going to be very blunt about this, a member of the minority,
I don't feel like it.
to usher an issue like this through both in the Senate and in the House has been absolutely remarkable. And the fact that she has had such bipartisan support on this legislation is a real testament both to the issue but to her devotion and hard work. So I just really wanted to commend her. I know there has been a lot of concern about what is happening to this legislation in the Senate. I spoke last night to the chairman of the committee, Senator Eklund of the Criminal Justice Committee, and he tells me that he is making every effort to have sponsor hearings next week on the 14th in the Senate.
You're not loud enough.
That's pretty significant because, frankly, having those hearings and getting that process rolling, my prediction is that this will move very quickly through the Senate and that it will be on the governor's desk. We know that the governor is a champion for this cause, and that is one of the other factors that has really led to the success here, is that the governor stands very much behind this. Before I get to the governor, though, I want to also acknowledge Attorney General Mike DeWine, who has been instrumental in leading many of the efforts here to pursue the traffickers themselves, to assist with the enforcement of the legislation that Teresa has been responsible for. And this is just part of a really, really significant team that we have here on this issue. Unfortunately, and I don't know if this is the first time you've heard this, you were expecting Governor Kasich to be here today to make a presentation. He is really down with a bug. I was with him yesterday in Dayton, where he was speaking on his drug program, which is another significant issue, and I think it's one that ties into this one very closely. If you haven't heard it, the governor has launched a new program to try to get people really talking and active to fight the use of prescription and non-prescription drugs in the state of Ohio. At that presentation yesterday, I was really a little concerned that I might have to catch him. He was looking like he was just really weaving and waving, and so I was not surprised at all this morning to hear that he just could not make it today. But I know his heart is very much here. He would love to have been here. You know, the governor issued an executive order back in March of 2012 calling for the creation of the Human Trafficking Task Force. That task force is responsible for many of the recommendations that are included in House Bill 130, and so that's just one of the things that this governor has done to promote us. One of the things that he did with the task force is to pull together all of the agencies within his administration and to get them working across agencies. This is, like I said, the complexity of this issue just begs for approaching it in many, many different directions. And so he has basically his whole cabinet is working on this issue in one way or another. One of those departments is the Department of Public Safety, and we have standing in for the governor today John Bourne, who is the director of the Department of Public Safety.